Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Coming in and sitting down because today we're talking about fast food. Everyone likes fast food. I mean, who doesn't, right? If you don't like fast food, you're a coward. You know what? You're also probably, you're one of those people who you use charcuterie board, cheese. Dang, don't get me wrong. I know that every time I visit a fast food restaurant, I'm putting a little dose of death inside of me. You think I don't get that? I mean, look at America. Obesity's on the rise. Hell, it's been on the rise. I think it's just, that's the trend. That's the upswing. It's not even an upswing. It's just going to rise. It's a mountain that we're always climbing, much like Sisyphus, only we don't fall. We keep climbing. I mean, look at me, for God's sakes. Put a picture of me up shirtless. You think I got that with salads? Think I got that with a big glass of water? I don't think so. And it's gotten so bad that it almost feels like these fast food restaurants are just at a point where they're trying to kill us. I mean, does anyone remember the KFC Double Down? The concept of the Double Down was, let's make a chicken sandwich. Here's the kicker. There's no bread. It's just more fried chicken as the bun. It's with cheese, bacon, and along with it as well is gravy-nays. And I gotta say, it was so good. I loved it so much. Just want to put that out there. It was great, but at the same time, your chest hurts and your arm feels numb. Or we could talk about the Hardee's Monster Thick Burger, which touted itself as the 1,400 calorie burger with 2 quarter-pound beef patties with bacon, cheese, mayo, and buttered bread. It contained 107 grams of fat, which is more than most people should have an entire day. But you get it in a sandwich and maybe you order 4 of them because they're so tasty and it makes me sleep. And I have nightmares. You ever eat so much? You probably don't. You're a little skinny. All my big boys out there, all my big boys and big gals out there know. You look at that one dude, remember back in the days, this was an infamous video. The guy took down like a whole bag of 40-count pizza rolls as fast as he could. That's one of those nights where those are feast nightmares is what I call them. Those things are, you're rolling around, barely breathing, you're choking on your tongue and stuff. That's when the Hat Man comes and gets you. And I think that these fast food chains aren't just using food to try to kill us. No. I think it goes far, far between. So today, I want to talk about all the ways fast food is trying to kill you. So let's talk about it. First, we're going to start off with a recent one. This one is spicy. The Panera Bread Charged Lemonade. Does anyone recall this? This is pretty recent. We have to talk about it because this is one of the main reasons we even wanted to make this video. Because in 2022, Panera Bread came out with a series of charged lemonades, which were a fruity drink that contained between 155 to 390 milligrams of caffeine. Why? What pitch room was that in? Can we put cocaine in the lemonade? And just for a quick reference, a regular cup of coffee that starts people's day has 95 milligrams. So let's go ahead and tally that up. That's what? About 5 cups of coffee in your lemonade? In your lemonade at Panera Bread. They sell soup there, okay? Now, as extreme as the caffeine content is, the FDA claims that you can have up to 400 milligrams a day and avoid serious negative effects. You can have up to 400, okay? You're at 390. Did we really need to just like knock on death's door that close? Could we have not just seen it from afar? However, Panera originally did a horrible job of advertising the caffeine contents. They were being a little slippery snake with it, okay? Alongside the charged lemonade, Panera also announced something called the Unlimited Sip Club, where customers could pay a monthly fee in exchange for free refills every 2 hours across a Panera location. How do they judge that? The Sip Club comes with a membership thing that you scan. They're just like, you were just here an hour and 46 minutes ago. You're gonna have to wait the 14 minutes. This meant free refills for coffee, tea, soda, and their new charged tea. Do you think that it's just one drink people are having? No. Not when you're paying the Sip Club. I'm gonna get as many charged lemonades as I can. Charged tea and charged lemonades. So not only were they poorly advertising a dangerously caffeinated drink, but people were encouraged through the program to get refills often, to an extent of putting a 2-hour cap on it. It's been 3. I have to go. It's been 3 hours. I have to go back and get my refill. Also, if you brought a McDonald's cup into McDonald's, could you just fucking, who would know?
Unless I saw you.
Yeah. Methinks he's not a part of the Sip Club. Unfortunately, this led to the death of 2 people from 2022 to 2023. In 2022, 21-year-old Sarah Katz purchased a cup of charged lemonade only to go into cardiac arrest hours later during a friend's birthday party. Can you imagine showing up to the event with a fucking Panera cup and that's the cause of death? That's insane. She was an Ivy League student with a congenital heart condition called long QT syndrome, which raises the risk of heart problems due to irregular heart rhythms. Her friend and roommate Victoria Conroy reported that Sarah was very aware of what she put in her body to avoid health complications, especially with caffeine. If it dealt with caffeine, she was like, I have to research it. She stated that, quote, if Sarah had known how much caffeine this was, she never would have touched it with a 10-foot pole. Little Grinch shout out there. Oh, yeah. Her family is currently pursuing a wrongful death lawsuit based on the drink's dangerous contents and lack of warnings, which, to be fair, justifiable. You can't forget, if you have a charged lemonade with 390 milligrams of caffeine in it, and it's just like, welcome to summer. There's nothing to allure that it's like, this is a pick-me-up drink. Do you think that they were just trying to get people buzzed? Get them like, oh, when I drink that, it's crazy. I feel like, wouldn't people just associate that with a sugar high, though?
Well, there's that famous video of the girl shaking. She's like, I didn't know there was this much caffeine. I've had 3 of them.
Yeah. And then in 2023, 46-year-old Dennis Brown suffered cardiac arrest after consuming 3 charged lemonades from Panera. I mean, oh my God, it's great. 3 of them? Come on, man. I was going to say, after the first one, you have to feel something.
Well, you'd be like, God damn, that was good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He was chasing the dragon on that one, wasn't he? Sitting there, he's just like, oh, I'm shaking. I'm shaking now. Brown, who was born with a chromosomal deficiency disorder and an intellectual disability, often frequented his local Panera after work. Can we even... Is that even relevant? Okay. Hey, time out, man. He always made sure to avoid energy drinks due to his high blood pressure, but had ingested the charged lemonade only days before dying from cardiac arrest. Another wrongful death lawsuit was filed, and now Panera has completely stopped the sale of charged lemonades. No shit, dude. That is f***ed up that you don't anywhere on your sign where it's just like, this gets you like jazzed up lemonade. It's just charged lemonade. What does that even mean? If you look at the photos too, the charged lemonade is just tucked right at the top. You're like, oh, okay, lemonade. Oh, it's a mango citrus drink, you know?
Oh, I see. Yeah. No.
You know what I mean? It's so deceptive.
in.
Yeah. Well, how many fucking Chipotles have I been to where there's just like frescas and these exact juice? You're just like, oh, I thought it was just juice. So both of these people were probably like, I just wanted lemonade. Had no idea. Yeah, that's insane. No one's gonna read the small text too of like 30 fluid ounces, 530 calories, and 390 milligrams of caffeine. Who would even process that
Yeah,
little
you just
part?
see the mango. Ooh.
Can you imagine someone he's just like gulping it down? He's like, oh my God, it's really good. He like looks over and that's when he sees it. Or we can talk about Long John's The Big Catch Meal. In 2013, the Center for Science and the Public Interest declared that Long John Silver's The Big Catch was the worst restaurant meal in America to consume. Yeah, it's that Long John's just like, it's a big catch, which the meal contained this: a fried haddock, a full fish, a full fried haddock, okay, hush puppies, and onion rings. That makes it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot. Show some pictures of it, all right?
What's funny is they claim this is a 7.5 ounce fish, and people are like, it was actually 3.5 ounces of fish, and then 4 pounds of batter and oil.
Yeah, batter, oil, everything. And this meal was 1,320 calories, 33 grams of trans fat, which is 2 weeks worth of trans fat, and 3,700 milligrams of sodium. Now, see, this is the one where this is the meal where you're sweating. You're like, oh. Takes out the sip club card. Give me my lemonade. I need it. You know, and yeah, we're talking about caffeine and people getting fucking heart attacks. But what about other kinds of biological warfare, such as the Jack in the Box E. coli outbreak? In 1993, Jack in the Box suffered a massive E. coli outbreak that affected hundreds of customers and led to 4 deaths and a 9-year-old entering a fucking coma. Okay? Which maybe you're like, E. coli, what is that? What's E. coli? Well, E. coli is a group of bacteria that leads to severe infections throughout the body, mainly the gut and urinary tract, which symptoms include diarrhea, vomiting, dehydration, and the potential risk of kidney failure. Fun stuff! The contaminated patties were found in Idaho, California, and Nevada, and resulted in 700 infections and 4 deaths. But Brianna Kiner, the 9-year-old from Redmond, Washington, developed hemolytic uremic syndrome, a condition that damages and inflames blood cells in your body, creating clots that can damage bodily organs. She became emaciated and jaundiced, and her condition worsened over time as she started to bleed from every orifice before falling into a long coma. Her eyes, ears, mouth, everything. Can you imagine that nose? You're just like, all because you had a Hardee's burger. Man, to go out on one of a burger too. Hardee's, brutal, dude.
Jack in the Box.
Is it Jack in the Box? That's even worse. And to have it all go out on a Jack in the Box burger. They're not even known for burgers. Everyone's just like, they like their tacos. What the fuck is Jack in the Box? Also, I hate that logo, that mascot.
You don't like Jack?
I don't like Jack. Fuck him.
This video is sponsored by PDS Dad.
The new year is a new time to make a fresh start. Make 2025 the year you get out of debt. Whether that's credit card debt, personal loans, collections, or medical bills. Let PDS Debt find a personalized solution for you. If you're currently struggling with debt, making payments every month, but balances don't seem to be going down, PDS Debt may be here to help. Everyone with $10,000 or more in eligible debt qualifies. And the best part is, there's no minimum credit score required. Save more while paying off your debt in just a fraction of the time. Make this the year you take control of your debt. Get a free debt analysis right now at pdsdebt.com/papameat. It only takes 30 seconds. That's pdsdebt.com/papameat. pdsdebt.com/papameat. Thank you, PDS Debt, for sponsoring this video. And back to the... But Brianna received medical treatment and had her organs hooked up to machines until she eventually woke up. While she was able to recover, she now lives with asthma, brain damage, diabetes, and kidney problems. Brianna's lawyer was able to obtain a $15.6 million settlement, as well as several millions for other victims of the outbreak, which resulted in a $160 million loss for Jack in the Box. And I'll say this. You might say, well, E. coli, Hunter, that's an accident. Papa Meat, that's an accident. It happens. You know what? How do we know old Jack didn't fucking want to spice things up? I have a weird theory sometimes. I feel like these restaurants do shit like this, so then their names are in the press. All press is good press, they say. Even the negative. Remember when Peter Pan peanut butter? Everyone's like, oh, you can't eat that because it'll fucking kill you. Back in the day, it's peanut butter. And whenever that happened, around that time, their sales skyrocketed.
Because everybody wanted to see if it would kill him?
I lied. I have no idea. I just think that these corporations are evil, and I feel like for some reason they're just like, fuck it. E. coli in the Nevada burgers. Put it in there. The people of Nevada. And fast food restaurants are no strangers to lawsuits, guys, all right? Some of which become famous cases in the industry, such as Liebeck versus McDonald's. Because in 1992, 79-year-old Stella Liebeck suffered 3-degree burns from a cup of McDonald's coffee. See, I know that you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is a big one. And I don't want anybody to be fucking trying to roll this old woman with shaky hands. And she spilt the coffee on herself. She did! But maybe the coffee was too goddamn hot. Because while attempting to add cream and sugar with the drink held between her legs, it spilled all over her, resulting in severe burns on 16% of her body. That's a tiny woman. Well, yeah, also they're just like, if I take the radius, well, Stella, that's 16% of your body. Burn up your pussy, your belly button, and your upper thighs. I want to say, too, I always forget that she was adding it in between her legs. What the fuck are you doing, dude? Especially old woman thighs. You know she's not doing it. What the fuck's the pussy exercise?
I was gonna say jelking. It's not jelking.
Whatever. You know she's not doing that, dude. She's loosey-goosey down there. Weak pelvis.
Kegels.
Kegels. She's not doing Kegels. So for her to like, I can keep balance of it. Ah! It was instant disaster. Not only did the boiling coffee also land on her genitals, did I tell you burn it, pussy? But the layer of skin on the affected areas burned off entirely. She was hospitalized and required skin grafts, which she refused to pay herself. Okay, now see, this is where you're kind of like, you're holding it between your legs. Okay, whatever. She aimed to have McDonald's front the medical costs, but was insulted with a measly $800 on the $20,000 she requested to settle her lawsuit. That is a spit in the face, to be fair. McDonald's is just like, we'll give you $800. She's like, what? Can you not just fucking fork me over 20, dude? McDonald's coffee was proven to be up to 190 degrees, which was several degrees higher than the typical fast food coffee. Through this, she was able to win her case and was awarded $160,000 on top of losing McDonald's $2.7 million in punitive damages. And that's also why every cup on Earth has caution hot on it now. Because if they would have had that, then they would have been like, we fucking told you it was hot. Also, like a couple degrees hotter. I mean, I hate to say it, you fucking kind of side with McDonald's on that one.
Yeah.
It would be different if she grabbed it. Here's your hot coffee, old woman. Ah, thank you. And then she grabs it, and then she's like, ah! And then it spills because it's so hot when she grabs. It's so hot. I couldn't. She was like, I need it now. And she puts it in her legs, and then for some reason she fucking like spazzes out and it spills all over herself. How do we know she didn't do it on purpose? Burn off her pussy lips, everything else, upper thighs and belly button and stuff. And she's just like, I'm not showboating anybody.
I'm already dead.
Yeah, this is the moneymaker, not that. I'm already dead. I'm out the door. Grandma, will you go burn yourself at McDonald's so to pay for my college?
Yes.
That's just it. Fuck McDonald's. We can talk about Burger King man slips and sues. Because in 2023, a 48-year-old Florida man won a slip and fall case that became the biggest in all of Florida history. Richard Telecki slipped on a wet foreign substance in a Burger King bathroom in 2019. It was a foreign substance. We don't want to talk about it. What's the substance? Just tell me. Suffering severe back injuries from the fall, he required surgery, but during this process suffered a perforated colon. Once again, that's just unhappy of the fucking airbag deployed. He found himself under serious emotional and financial struggles, no longer being fit to work in his condition. A lawsuit was filed to Burger King as he felt it was unjust for him to front the $130,000 in medical bills. I mean, I would be too if I'm just like, there was a foreign substance. I don't know what the that was. It was invisible on the floor. I mean, there's a dead alien covered in fucking ectoplasm on the floor. I didn't know what I was doing. Eventually, he was offered $200,000 to settle, but denied this, believing that Burger King deserved a bigger loss for their clear negligence. And Burger King was ultimately found 100% at fault for the incident. Attaboy, Richard. And in order to compensate Telecki for past, present, and future harm, he walked away with $7.81 million. Here's the fucking thing. You know what? Put a disclaimer up as don't do this, what I'm actually saying. I'm joking 100%. Unironically, go into a bathroom, slip and fall, and sue the fuck out of the company. Everyone go to an Olive Garden and just fucking start tripping. There's wine on the floor. That's what you need to do. Operation Olive Garden. Everyone go into an Olive Garden, trip us somewhere, and say you fell on some red wine, and then cut me in on 20% of the profit. It's fair. 20%? It's not bad, dude. Is it illegal? Is this illegal what I'm doing?
Not if it's a joke in Minecraft.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm just joking. Don't actually go there and like slip and fall and scream in pain, like really sell it. Have them call an ambulance, because if they call, then they're at fault because, you know, you didn't call. They did because they're that, you know, afraid for you. But don't do it. Oh, we could talk about the KFC Salmonella lawsuit. This is bound to happen, dude. One of these chicken chains getting Salmonella. You fucking, come on now. Also, whoever invented the word Salmonella, wow. There's some stupid word. Does that have anything to do with fish? Salmon?
I think of more of like a salamander.
Does it have anything to do with the salamander? They made it so much wrong. I thought it was a salamander. Is that not what they're cooking? Is that not what the Colonel's cooking? In 2005, multiple people were hospitalized after ingesting a Twister chicken wrap from KFC. What the f is a Twister chicken wrap? Put a picture of it here. Bring it back, Colonel. 7-year-old Monica Salmon ate at KFC with her family and shared her food with both her mom, dad, and brother. Man, dude, selfless. You wouldn't see my Porky Pig ass doing that. People were like, can I try yours? No, it's a fucking Twister, dude. Come on now. Order your own. They're $3, Mom. Go get yourself another one. They were all sent to the hospital soon after with salmonella poisoning. While her family eventually recovered, Monica suffered serious long-term effects. She spent 6 months in a coma and is now quadriplegic due to the brain damage inflicted to her. Oh my God. Which has removed her ability to speak. That actually made my stomach turn. Imagine having that happen to you because you uttered the words, I would like a Twister chicken wrap. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that is insane. KFC refused to compensate the family. Why? Why do these companies do? It's so frustrating. What? Us? You think you got it? We're not at fault here. That's weird. KFC refused to compensate the family, claiming that there was no record of the family purchasing this item from any of their locations.
They didn't have a receipt.
Yeah, do you have the receipt? It's like, no, I tossed it or I put it in my, food bag. Okay, because usually everyone keeps the receipt. Yeah, or like the Colonel's in the bag. Ask them if they don't keep the receipt. Nah. This did not hold up in court, however, and a slew of poor hygiene practices at the restaurant were brought into question. It's like, when do you wash your hands? Just when I shit. When I piss, it's just, I don't ever touch I just unbuckle my pants. I don't touch anything. I shake it off and I rebuckle it. So there's no point. I don't really have to wash my hands. The guy's like, good point. Okay. That adds up. Due to the negligence of KFC, the family was able to win their case after a 4-week trial. That's short. That's very short, actually. Holy shit.
A lot of evidence
A
against
4-week trial, the Colonel's like, was sweating. Oh, God. Should have put on deodorant. And the family was awarded $8.3 million. That doesn't seem nearly enough for having somebody get fucking quadriplegic-sized and not even able to fucking speak anymore from ordering a twisted chicken wrap from KFC. They should be burned down. The Colonel should be fucking nailed to a stake and lashed to death. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Oh! That's they take the chunks of his skin. That's what the double down's made out of. Oh! Okay. You know, over the years, you've probably heard stories of people finding strange objects from their fast food purchases, right? So I want to talk about some of the more egregious things that people have found because, you know, you might see some stuff of like, you get French fries at the bottom of the bag. An onion ring. Oh, we're going to talk about some of the darker sides of those finds, okay? Like finding chicken heads. In the year 2000, Catherine Ortega from Newport purchased a box of chicken wings from McDonald's only to find the head of a chicken inside. Beak, eyes, and all. It was a fried chicken head.
Do you think the worker saw it and was like, looks good to me?
I don't know. I mean, what's wrong with it? What is it? I see that all the time. She's the only person that's complained. God, I kind of would have. I would have taken a bite. I think I definitely would have just fucking chomped at the neck a little bit. Done one of those, like a little donkey tooth thing. Peeling off the skin and shit. Like the bread, I mean, I'm not eating the meat, it's just the breading's good. She noticed this and she was plating the food for her children to eat. She denied McDonald's offer for a replacement meal, stating, quote, "I will probably cook at home from now on." I don't blame you. She never sued, likely because her lawyers insisted that a chicken head may not be considered a foreign object if it is served alongside with other chicken parts. I mean, dude, come on. It's a fucking chicken head. Also, that photo is haunting. The little chicken head like this. Peeks his eye open. In 2013, Laura Clark's 3-year-old child, Aubrey, swallowed glass hidden in her Subway sandwich in Peterborough, Ontario. Holy hell! I think she went in there a couple times. She was getting macked up on by one of the guys. All right, Laura, this cold cut can be on the house if I can take you out tonight. I'll pay full price. He's like, no problem. And then when he comes back in, he like takes like 2 wine glasses. He's like, fucking, she like breaks it and spreads it in there. She was eating the turkey sandwich when she experienced a sharp pain. The glass had sliced up her mouth, tongue, and cheeks. The child began bleeding out the mouth the next day, but eventually recovered. However, this was not an isolated incident. What do you mean? How? In 2017, a Subway in Brownsville, Texas, served Sergio Tomás a sandwich that contained a large shard of glass. These cannot be random, isolated incidents. This has to be planned, like a Zodiac kind of killer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The cold cut killer. That's what it needs to be.
That's a good name.
Not bad. After biting down the sandwich, Sergio began chewing on glass. He realized what had happened and scrambled to the bathroom to wash his mouth before alerting a Subway employee. Oh my God. No, tell him. If it was me, if I bit into a big thing of glass, I mean, it would be a theatrical show. I mean, it would be, I mean, it would be like, I'd have 911 called.
You know what I'd do? I'd go up to the counter and just spit a huge wad of blood and glass at them.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I do too. I did one long drone. He told reporters, quote, "I said you can look for yourself." So he looked at it and said, "Okay, I can get you another sandwich." He made one for me and didn't offer me a refund or an apology. Now that does sound like a fast food worker. So you just want another one? Oh, I can make you another one. Guys, well, goddamn, I'd like a sorry. That's all I want. I'd just like a apology. Please. Upon an employee's investigation, the foreign object was supposedly glass belonging to a fluorescent bulb that was accidentally shattered before falling into a pile of meat. A manager insisted it came from a factory the meat was produced from. God, both of those horrible answers. No, it was packaged in the place that we get the meat from. Like, what? Do you not have quality control? They're like, no, sir. No. Also, what does that mean? Like, as in, like, the ceiling, the light bulb from the ceiling fell. So then here's my next question. Where was the meat at? Was it on the ground, like in containers on the ground? And they're just like, eh.
When I first heard that, I think, like, you know, the deli stand, there's like light up there. I'm wondering if that broke.
Oh, you think it's one of those lights?
Yeah. And then it fell.
They just like sweep it with their hands and they're just like, all right, so you said a meatball? Okay. We're not done with Subway yet because we have to talk about a knife in a Subway sandwich. All right, now what are they going to say? Well, the knife fell into the meats. In 2008, a New York man named John Agnesini filed a lawsuit against Subway after he discovered an entire serrated 7-inch knife baked into the cold cut trio sandwich. Baked! How do you take that from here? And you're like, weird looking. Okay, it's like cyberpunk. The 26-year-old man was well into his meal, taking several bites before noticing that a sharp object was poking out of it. Okay, well now I'm kind of like, John, what the f are you talking about? It's like a giant, like I think it's like a, what the f is that, like Persian sword? A scimitar. It's like a giant scimitar sticking. He's like, Prince Ali of it. He stated, quote, "That's the last thing you think about a sandwich you eat all the time." What a weird, you don't even put that in. What the kind of quote even is that? What does that mean? Were they drunk when they talking to him? So you found the knife. That's the last thing you think about a sandwich you eat all the time. What the what are you talking about, John? There was no apology made from the restaurant. I love that. I like how they're just like, we have nothing to tell you. You found a knife, dude. You got more than what you asked for. What are we supposed to say?
You know what I think with those? If they say...
Well, if they say sorry, admits wrongdoing or whatever. There was no apology made from the restaurant, pushing John to file a lawsuit on the basis of negligence impacting public health and safety. While he sought after $1 million, he only received a take-it-or-leave-it offer of $20,000. And I'm going to guess right now that he immediately took that. Yes, sir. Okay, fine. I will say that knife is fucking horrifying. This looks like a prison shank. God, what a gross looking sandwich too. Doesn't even look at it. I don't know. What the fuck is it, like tuna? I don't know. I don't like it. Or we could talk about a woman who bit into a dead rat in her sandwich. In 2016, 46-year-old Ellen Manfelti Ellen was dining at a Chick-fil-A. Ooh, we got Chick-fil-A coming right now too. That's kind of when she suddenly bit into a dead rat that snuck its way inside her chicken sandwich. How did it die so quick? It snuck its way. Also, how long she was like, I'm gonna eat these in 4 months. Shuts the trunk. Whenever he's like lying there. After tasting something funny during her meal. She inspected the sandwich, assuming part of her bread had been burnt. Upon dissecting the meal, it turned out the rodent was baked inside of the bottom bun, whiskers and all. She threw the sandwich on the table, telling reporters, quote, I basically lost my mind. I screamed! After getting a lackluster response to her complaints, she filed a lawsuit, seeking $50,000 for physical and psychological damages, as she apparently started seeing a therapist to cope with the newfound anxiety and inability to eat in the coming weeks. Yeah, right, dude. But she was a big old girl, too. I can't eat. The therapist is like, so this was a positive for you. Don't put that in. She reported that she was dealing with intense nightmares since the incident as well. Oh my God, is that the rat?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Look at that little son of a bitch. The verdict is not public, meaning it was likely settled out of court. They can definitely cut her. Can check those religious fucks. He's just like, God's great with you. No, leave us alone. So that makes sense. So the rat didn't crawl into her meal. That motherfucker was baked into the bread. He's probably pawing around on some dough. Why not, dude? A little ratatouille action. It's all cute when Disney does it. Or a fried chicken lung found in the KFC meal. Now we're going back to KFC. Back. Are we going back to McDonald's soon? I hope. In 2016, 30-year-old Mark Nichols was sold a 3-piece meal from KFC. And after biting into a chicken breast, he was surprised to find a lung. He told the Daily Mail Australia, it was disgusting. It was absolutely vile. He quickly spat out the rest of the organ and confronted a KFC employee. He was not offered a refund and told to contact customer service instead. According to a spokesperson, it could either be a lung or a kidney that was accidentally left on during preparation. Once again, we don't know if he did any suing, but the picture of that is fucking disgusting. You know how many people in the world that eat fast food would just be like, Like they wouldn't care. I got this guy had the gall to be like, what the fuck? I think so many people in my family, like my mom, that fucking billy goat of a woman would just be like, I mean, not even think twice about it.
I love the running theme of just like, no refund.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. No. I like how they're just like, call customer service, man. What are you gonna do? Hey, I found a kidney. They're like, what? Or, this is one of my favorites, is the finger found in custard. In 2005, Clarence Stowers was eating dessert from Cole's frozen custard when he suddenly realized he was sucking and licking on an amputated index finger. Like he's just like, What? When asked for a comment, he said, quote,
I thought it was candy because they put candy in your ice cream or whatever to make it a treat.
What the fuck are you talking about? How old are you? How old is this man? Clarence, aren't you 56?
Yeah, I'm just a kid though. I'm like a little kid.
He told a Wilmington television station on Sunday, quote,
so I proceeded to put the object in my mouth, got all the ice cream off of it, and spit it in my hand.
Pretty accurate to what you just did.
What was this? He's like, like rolling around you. Which also, if you thought it was candy, why would you spit it into your hand?
Wait.
He's in his booth. My fucking finger's all wet. He began screaming at the top of his lungs after realizing what had happened. Later, he declined any calls asking further comments as he began hiring a lawyer. He kept the finger in his possession to be used as evidence. What a creepy fucking weirdo. He was later discovered that the finger belonged to Brandon Pfizer, an employee who had a serious accident on the job. Holy shit. He had dropped an entire bucket of custard and lunged over to catch it, but his finger got caught in a custard mixing machine. It chopped off his finger at his first knuckle. So this is a full finger. Wow. As his co-workers were assisting him, an employee scooped up custard containing his finger and served it to a customer. Like, I heard the guy's like screaming, "Oh! Oh!" There was one guy who's just like, like not even giving a that guy. He's always screaming on the job. There is only a few hours before a severed finger is no longer viable to be reattached to the hand. So the employees pleaded with Stowers to return the finger so that he may reattach it. And he refused, instead claiming he would be contacting an attorney and the TV stations. This is definitely a fucking character, isn't it?
Do you think he knew, like, when he handed it? Ooh, a finger.
Yeah, I think he's probably like, jackpot. Stowers held onto the finger for so long that the poor employee was unable to have it reattached. Public perception favored Pfizer because of this, seeing Stowers as desperate for a quick buck, even at his own expense. The lawsuit he filed was for over $10,000 due to the negligence and unfair business practices. There's no public knowledge of what the verdict actually was, but I hope that he didn't get it.
The guy refused to give his finger back for $10,000.
You know what I want to do? Yeah, for 10 grand, I'm not going to give you your fucking finger. You know what? If you're out there, man who got his finger cut off, I want to buy you a nice mahogany finger. Reach out to me. I'm not even joking. Email me, mecanyon@gmail.com, and I will get you a fucking dope finger. We need to have some kind of proof, though. You need to show me this, and like I guess like you and the custard place you worked at. I don't know. But that's not the only finger story, because there was also a finger found in Chile, which this is the famous finger story. Because in 2005, wait, is that the same year as the other one? Yeah. What the?
Oh my god, this is a year. You know what? Maybe the custard thing happened, and the Chile person got the idea.
Oh, I bet you that's probably what it was. Did you hear about the thing in the custard? We should do that. Put it in the Chile. In 2005, 39-year-old Anna Ayala visited a Las Vegas Wendy's. Okay, so never mind. It was just Las Vegas. It was just disgusting people, casino people. Visited a Las Vegas Wendy's and ordered a bowl of chili. She began to freak out after discovering a human finger. I like how at least this time she didn't put it in her mouth. She's like, "Oh my god!" Like the other guy. Mm-hmm. It was described as a 1 to 1.5 inch fingertip with a manicured nail. And investigations began, but the source of the finger was unknown. This Wendy's location started to lose all their business to the point of offering $50,000 to any information on where the finger came from. Dude, close up shop and just call it a day. Like the guy's like, "We're gonna turn this around." Over time, people became suspicious that Anna planted the finger on purpose for monetary reward. The police obtained a search warrant for her home after it was discovered that they had performed hoaxes like this in the past. In one case, she had her daughter fake an illness and blamed it on a meal from El Pollo Loco in return for a sizable settlement. Do you think you're gonna get away with this more than one time, you As this case became more and more publicized, Wendy's raised the reward from $50,000 to $100,000. Further police investigations revealed that the finger had actually belonged to a friend of Jamie, her husband, who had severed it during a workplace accident. He bought the fingertip off of him for $100 and even explained what they aimed to do with it. The coworker even admitted that they later tried to buy his silence regarding the hoax for $250,000. How much money do they think they were going to get? By the end of the hoax, Wendy's claimed to have lost $2.5 million in sales due to negative press. Anna was sentenced to 9 years in prison and was released after 4 for good behavior. Her husband, however, served for 12. Anna found herself back in prison again in 2013. God damn. Her son, who was a convicted felon, accidentally shot himself in the ankle because he wasn't allowed to be in possession of a firearm. Anna lied and told the police that it was 2 men who shot him. For this, Anna and her son received 2 years in prison. What just a nasty family. What a nasty, gross family. That's just kind of like, you just know it's doomsday. You know what I mean? It's not biting into food that you have to worry about. There are many cases in which kids are injured or even killed by fast food toys, like the scooter bug. Remember scooter bug? Anybody? No. Well, released in 2000, the scooter bug was a toy that wiggled its legs back and forth when you rolled it across the floor. It was about 3 inches long and 2.5 inches wide. And in 2001, 234,000 scooter bug toys had to be recalled after children started breaking off its antennas and choking on them. Like, they're just like... What's the fascination of, do you think it's just like primitive brain type stuff of like, thing is size of mouth? Put inside of mouth.
You know what I think it is? Maybe they put the scooter bug in and they're sucking and chewing, and then it breaks off and then
Or we're gonna talk about the Hello Kitty toys from McDonald's, because in 2014, McDonald's was giving out Hello Kitty whistles in their Happy Meals. 2.3 million of these toys had to be recalled after 2 children sucked on the pieces to the point of choking. See, it's the sucking thing again. Or Doc's DeLorean. It was a car toy that could be pulled back to reveal sparks from the back of it. Back to the Future prop for the movie. It was deemed a choking hazard and recalled in 1992. Kind of just speedrunning these. Or a Playmobil toy along with a box that could be used as a playset to prevent kids deaths from choking, about 10 million of these toys were recalled. So basically, kids were just putting things in their mouth, sucking on them, and then things were breaking apart immediately because they're cheap pieces of plastic and people were choking on them. And millions and millions and millions of these toys had to be recalled. Unfortunate. I wonder if there's like a warehouse.
Oh, with recalled
Oh,
stuff?
just all the stuff, yeah.
I think so. I think I had these exact toys. I remember the Scythe guy.
I do remember this next one coming up, which is the Shrek cups had to be recalled for toxic metals being on the cups. Because in 2010, 12 million Shrek Forever After drinking glasses were recalled due to the paint on them containing cadmium, which is a fucking toxic metal. Which I want to say too, McDonald's has put out some dope glasses. I'm pretty sure I still have my Batman Forever mugs. That's like crystalware. I'm going to give that to my kids and say, have fun buying in your house. Or Burger King's Pokemon toys. Sure, Burger King has done a lot of great Pokemon toys in the past. Remember the slabs? Slabs were the best. The gold slabs? Unbelievable. And in 1999, Burger King sold a wildly popular Pokemon toy consisting of a Pokemon Pokeball filled up with up to 57 different types of Pokemon. See, that's how they got you, dude. Because McDonald's, you remember back in the day too, McDonald's did a thing where you would be like, do you have Inspector Gadget's arm? You have to make like a fucking GoBot of like the thing. So you have to drive around. So now people would be like, you have Snorlax? And they're like, we don't know, man. They're sealed. Fuck! Problems arose when infants began lodging individual halves of the ball into their nose and mouth and being unable to remove them. An 18-month-old child nearly died after covering his face in one half of the Pokeball until it got stuck and began suffocating him. And sadly, a 13-month-old girl did actually die from suffocation, leading to a massive recall of over 70 million units. You never think about how fucking kids are just gonna be like, right? And that's the thing. The negligence is not only on the consumer, it's on the conglomerate, the fast food chain themselves, right? But here's the thing. If you're in one of these things, you maybe find a finger or a testicle or, a skateboard. I don't know what the you find in your food. You're not going to get an apology from these companies. You're going to be met with swift legal papers. Don't sign them and sue. And I still want to reiterate and bring up hashtag Olive Garden Gate, or whatever the I called it earlier. I'm just joking. Don't do it. But seriously, you should go and trip inside of an Olive Garden and you should sue them. I'm joking. I'm joking that you would make a lot of money. I'm just going to end it there.